We are live. Yay! Okay, well, let's give people a couple minutes to get the message.
Salute.
Salute for our Mexican friends. Salute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
yet again, we have a.
Well, we're a little early. We're a few minutes. We are. We're a few minutes early.
What does that mean? A few minutes.
Well, it's 9:23.
Oh. And it's a good thing at 9 o'clock I said, let's get this shit set up because you know the shenanigans. And here we are. Shenanigans. Yet again. So many shenanigans. Oh, my dear God.
So, anywho's.
So, welcome back.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Couple weeks, actually.
Well,
we took
a week and a half, yeah.
We took a couple weeks off.
Yeah. Well, lots going on.
Yep.
Lots going on.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
Is this Monday or Tuesday?
I think it's Tuesday all day.
Right,
today,
it's Tuesday.
All day is Tuesday.
I need more coffee.
I don't know if I want to give you more coffee.
Why?
Because of all the freaking shenanigans this morning.
Oh my God. Whatever.
That's it. That's all you get.
Really?
Yeah. The rest is
I'm
mine.
limited today.
The rest is mine.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's been an interesting few days.
Well, definitely an interesting week, shall I say.
It's definitely been an interesting week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was actually 2 weekends ago. Now, 2 weekends ago.
Oh, okay.
Which is why we weren't on last week.
Yeah.
Because there was some major seizure activity.
Oh yeah. Right.
On the weekend. Started
how could I possibly forget?
Yeah. Well, that's why you got me.
That's what I should have put in the title.
Oh, well. Either
Seizures and aliens and psychedelics.
Yeah,
Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was exciting times.
Yeah.
1 on Saturday night, 3 on Sunday night, and 1 on Monday night.
Yeah. That was less than fun.
That was like, that's a big 0 on the fun scale. If any of you know what that scale is, yeah. That was a 0.
Yes. So not everyone knows that, but I do have seizures, and but typically I'll have one in a month, and it'll be one big one, and at night. Well, that's what it's been the last few months. It's been at night. Mm-hmm. It's strange.
Which is really good. Like we're
okay with it. Like it's like.
But I'm not okay with the seizures.
No, but nighttime seizures is far better than drop at any moment seizures.
Smashing your face into the concrete countertop.
Yeah, breaking your mouth. And I mean, I did do major damage to my tongue. I'm still not talking 100% right, but yeah, so it has not been good necessarily, but it is much better to have seizures when you're lying down than
imagine that.
When you're just in the middle of something in the kitchen or something, and that has happened several times, and it's not fun. I've broken a lot. I've broken a lot of bones, and I have
No. Broken a lot of bones.
I have broken my hand bone.
Okay, there's one.
I have broken my foot bone. I have broken my face bone. I have. It's true.
Yeah, that's a lot. That qualifies as a lot.
Whatever. Anyway, the point is I've done some major bodily damage with the seizures.
Oh yeah, like there's no fucking around. I tell you that.
Yeah.
When that starts, it's friggin' game on.
I don't know if you can see my tongue, but I bit my tongue really bad.
That's life, and you know we work through the onion layers of what the root causes of all of that might be.
Oh yeah.
And because of that experience, that put us at the hospital.
Yeah.
Because of a bunch of other apparent symptoms of things.
Yes. Yeah.
Which was kind of interesting.
To say the least.
Yeah.
Yeah. To say the least.
When was that? That was just recently too.
It was just this past weekend.
Yeah.
Father's Day, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't Father's Day. I think was Saturday.
Was it Saturday? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saturday, racing into town to meet the ambulance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you do when you feel like your heart's going to explode.
Yeah, I guess, but probably a good strategy, I would think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I have to admit, normally experiences at the hospital is not great, but it actually wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was decent.
Other than you recognizing absolutely everyone that was in the hospital.
Everyone.
Like literally everyone. Random stretcher people.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Yeah.
Random Indian security guys.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Anywho's.
We've been there before.
It's been a mind expanding experience.
Right. So what this boils down to is that we had, because she hadn't slept in like 2.5 days.
Yes, I did have a problem with sleeping.
Leading up to, we can't see any chats if people do chats.
Oh, okay. So we got to keep it like that. All right.
No comments.
Okay. Yeah.
That's why we do that.
Right.
But anyway, because she hadn't slept in 2.5 days leading up to Saturday and our adventure into town.
Yeah.
I suggested, well, let's go get some indica. Let's get some indica, and then you can be in the couch for the next 2 days. So we went there and we got this stuff. Recommended. This is super popular. Love it. You gotta love it. Whatever. Yeah. Anyway,
all I knew is I just needed to be knocked out so that I could sleep, and there'd be no. Yeah.
Yeah, and I needed her to be knocked out as well.
Yeah.
Just because she hadn't slept for 2.5 days. So.
Yes.
I mean, sleep. I mean, I know it's highly overrated, especially if you're in the Army, but.
Sure. Bullshit. Sleep is necessary. You don't get sleep, you can become crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You can.
Yeah. So. I have stories for sure.
I have stories too.
But anyway, so we said, we'll get this stuff. So we got this stuff. I don't even know what it's called. Holy shit balls. Let me tell you. So her nickname, as you should all understand, and I don't know.
Not really. That's personal.
No. Her nickname's Easy Bake. You know those Easy Bake ovens you had as little kids, like on the.
We definitely
put them out in the yard, and you make mud pies and things like that.
Yeah.
Well, her nickname's Easy Bake. Some people you can just toke and
they feel nothing, or they're just really immune to it.
I'll have a couple of hits and I feel absolutely nothing. Right? She has 2 puffs off of this new stuff.
It was strong. It was very high in THC.
Let me tell you.
Hey, who's laughing at me? Don't be laughing at me. It was not actually a good experience. I mean, luckily I was very aware that I was high. I was very aware of what was happening. If I wasn't, then it could have turned into a little bit of a paranoid moment, probably.
Yeah, no, I was hyper aware of that too.
I was super aware. I was like, oh, I'm so aware how high I am. So aware. To the point that I'm just like, oh dear, this is not good. But I was just going with it.
Margarita.
I know. I was just going with it. I was totally just going with it, and I was just accepting.
Surrender, it's called.
Oh, I had to surrender.
Surrender to the plan.
That was actually the lesson. The lesson was, and this is the lesson that I got after the fact, but it makes perfect sense, and that is, I just needed to surrender. I just needed to surrender and just accept the situation that I had created, actually. And so
anyway, I took the opportunity to record said incident.
Yay.
Yeah.
Lucky me.
Took the opportunity to record it. Wasn't the most flattering angle, but either way, it was very interesting. Because I just went with it as well. Yeah. And, because we do what we do, I was asking some important questions.
Yeah.
And it's, Mm-hmm.
No, it was good. Listen, here's the thing. Okay. We took advantage of the opportunity and made it a very therapeutic
No,
experience.
I took the opportunity
Okay.
and made it a
took advantage
therapeutic. You were just doing your thing.
I was just high. I was just real high. Like, here's the thing. I don't know if people understand this, but the right kind of cannabis and the right quantity, even if you're just having like smoking it can become psychedelic. Now, this is not the first time that this has happened, but it was before when it happened. It was not a pleasant experience because I was not expecting it, and it was oil. I was taking oil therapeutically, very intentionally, medicinally, and the whole bit, but by mistake took way too much. Didn't realize until long after the fact, but it created a really bad experience. So that's the thing. If you're not expecting a psychedelic experience, it's not necessarily a good thing. Okay. Like you gotta this is something you really should plan for, and be prepared for. So especially like setting, right? There's a reason that those things are important, because the people that you're with as well, they should probably have a clue what you've done. So that, when you do have that experience, then people aren't going to panic, and, especially you won't panic and whatever. So like I said, I knew what was happening, so I just went with it, and I was just like,
and what were you feeling there?
You may have to remind me, actually.
Really?
What was I feeling? Well, I was feeling
we've been on a healing journey, right? For many, many, many
yeah.
years, obviously trying to get to the bottom of the idea of these seizures.
You're right, Margarita. Some people can go into psychosis.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So the thing is that we've been on this, we've been on this journey because literally they started all of a sudden, and my opinion, they can friggin' stop all of a sudden too.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, so we're on
and the medical community has not offered any solutions whatsoever.
Well, they have one
drugs.
solution.
Take drugs.
Actually, no, two solutions.
Yeah, drugs.
Drugs or cut your friggin' head open.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So those are the two solutions that are offered.
Yeah. I agree, Lois. There's a lot of people like that they like to stay in control. So that's, so it works out better to just not put yourself in that situation.
Yep.
Yeah. So yes, I mean, there's no question that the medical system doesn't offer good solutions for people who have seizures. It's just take this drug. Oh, that doesn't, take that drug then. Oh, well then take that drug. And
better yet, take all four.
Yeah, take all four. And it's okay if it gives you really negative side effects and, makes you want to basically kill yourself and put your head through a wall.
Oh, but we have a solution for that too.
Yeah, well, we have drugs for that too. So
we have a process for that too.
Yeah,
a program.
Yeah,
it's called MAID, bastards.
Yeah,
but anyway,
I wasn't offered MAID, by the way. But
no,
I mean,
so
nowadays they probably would. They
yeah.
probably would. Yeah.
Anyway, so that's a sidebar.
Yeah.
But the point is that
it all happened for a reason, and it all happened for a very good reason.
She thought I planned it.
I did.
Yeah. And I've been sort of trying to listen more to intuition and those little slight nudges and things.
Yes. And it was a good exercise in that.
Yes. So we went to the hospital and we left, I don't know, it was later, like 9 o'clock or something like that.
Yeah.
On Saturday night.
Yeah. And I am going to see a doctor today. Actually,
the hard person.
I think it's an internist or something. Who knows?
Who knows?
Whatever. I'll just go with it. I'll just be like, whatever. I'll just.
But anyway,
yeah.
So we had to go to the superstore and get a couple of things. And coming out, it's like, well, no, we're going to go and get some of this indica because you got to sleep.
Yeah. Oh, I had to sleep for sure.
So that was all me. I'll take credit for that. And so we got the stuff. And again, who knows how this stuff gets sort of set up in your path, right? Because when you think about all the decisions you ever make, right, it puts you right here. Yeah. Right. Or it puts a circumstance or an experience or something in your path that you either need to have. Yeah. Right. Or you need to have. So.
And we needed to have it.
Yeah. So so she took this stuff, just literally 2 puffs.
That's it.
And because we've been on this healing journey and we had done some mental work last week. Yeah. Right. Around this I guess, this connection that she's got between the intestine running up the left side.
Yes.
Into her brain.
And I've had this for
a while.
I think it's been years now, honestly.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So
we did some mental work around that.
Yeah.
So like that was one thing that we had done, doing mind work.
So we did that last week.
Yeah.
But then this
and
added
it dealt with it.
a completely new dimension to things.
Literally.
Because when she experiences cannabis, it enhances things within
everything.
The body.
It everything is amplified.
So she was actually going through an experience where she would feel and has been feeling the stuff healing.
Well, yeah, and like I literally went through an experience like I really didn't expect to be sharing this, honestly, but I'm going Here we are. So yeah, so I was already going through a deeply healing experience, because of, I would say, the work that we had done, the mind work that we had done, because of the heart-brain coherence exercise that I did as well, that I realize now was extremely powerful. And, you know, maybe a couple of other things like that water and I don't know, a couple things. It was like the perfect storm. So I was already having expansion, like major expansion happening in my body, in my mind.
Couple that with all the energies the earth is being bombarded with.
Holy moly. I don't know if you guys are aware of that or if any of you are feeling it. If you are, please put it in the comments, because I would love to hear if other people are experiencing it. I did actually have to go into one of the groups that I'm a part of on Facebook, and I asked, and I saw that other people were experiencing major symptoms, we'll say, those same in a lot of the same realms, ways that I was. So I was like, okay, so it wasn't just me. Woo, you know. I am sensitive. Yes, I'm an empath. Okay, for sure. We're all empathic. It's just we aren't all aware of it. But I happen to be super hyper aware of it. So yeah. So it was like, if any of you have seen that movie Lucy, is that what it's called? Yeah, Lucy. Where she's taking some drug.
No.
Yeah.
No. She's not taking the drug.
Oh.
The drug was forced on her.
Oh yes, right.
As a mule.
Right.
Where they implanted it in her stomach, and she got beat up, and one sac exploded,
and then it got opened. And then
that was it.
Right. And so she started to have these mind expanding experiences, basically. And she basically got to the point in the end where she became one with source, right? Or whatever. But I mean, that's what happened is she became superhuman, basically. She became superhuman. She's super intuitive. She could see right through the veil of everything.
If you haven't seen it, watch it.
It's amazing. And she literally physically became extremely powerful as well. And I kid you not, I was feeling that. I literally said to Kevin, I'm just waiting for my body to start levitating, because.
But you also thought you were on a reality show.
I was like,
the kids are going to walk in,
because I couldn't believe what was happening. Right. It was like, are the kids going to walk in here at some point and just kind of because she finally got it, or whatever, because it was that powerful, you guys. Like, I'm telling you, I was literally sitting there, and I could feel the actual healing happening in my body. Like, I could feel the healing happening. The cells expanding, multiplying, like all of it. And I was just sort of like, what the hell is going on?
WTF.
Holy shit. But then Kevin had to remind me to just go with it. Right. And he was really, really good about it and asked the right questions. And oh my God, I was still amazed afterwards, and just how did you know to ask those questions? But I mean, obviously our training kicked in, right?
I just went with it.
You did just go with it.
As I sipped my beer.
Holy moly. You want to talk expansion? Whoa. Because, and what I realize now is that my heart did feel like it was exploding, but it wasn't exploding in a bad way, right?
It was energetic.
It was energetic explosion.
Because the one thing I will say about the allopathic
Yeah.
medical model system is that it has the diagnostic stuff.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And it can test to see and check to see whether or not the hardware is working. So
turns out everything's great
so,
with me. Everything they tested anyway.
It's like, so
great.
For, in my experience,
which is good.
when I was in Victoria,
yeah,
you know, because I was in the army and I had this ringing in my head.
Yes.
I figured, well, you know what? I mean, who knows? I've, you know,
Yeah.
shot a lot of guns and, you know, heard a lot of explosions and things like that. So maybe let's get that checked and see whether or not. Anyway, they did all the tests and all the hardware is working, but yet I still have this, you know, high pitched noise in my head. And if I wear earplugs, it takes over.
Yeah.
But my hearing is still so sensitive that I can lie in bed at night and hear a friggin' mosquito on the other side of the room.
He totally can. It's true.
And I'm like,
we've never been able to resolve the ringing in the ears, and we have lots of great healing mechanisms, great tools, but we have never been able to resolve that, which, you know, you could kind of believe that maybe it's not meant to be resolved. Maybe it actually is a good thing.
You have to look at things in terms of, does it really affect life?
Yeah.
Right. And your quality of life. And for me, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Right. It's just there. I notice it, whatever.
Yeah.
And
but ringing in the ear for me is new.
Right. We have some theories and stuff as to why that's there. And they're definitely not on this plane of existence.
Yeah. It's multidimensional.
But that's just it. So,
yeah.
You know, its purpose may show itself at some point.
Yeah. Maybe.
But yeah.
Maybe your soul family or your alien family is trying to communicate with you.
No, but we've been down that road already, and you know, totally open for any of that communication.
We're just sort of like, bring it.
Like, come on, like this. This is the year of truth, and it's also the year of our truth.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I guess we should plug the computer in.
Yeah, that might be something.
Okay, I'll take care of that. You keep chatting.
Thank you. So anyway, yeah. So it's been, this past week has been crazy. It was super, super crazy. And we just kind of went with it, you know? So yeah, there's been a lot of realizations. Like especially when I would say what happened was my cup was already full, right? I was already super open and in that sort of other dimensional experience. And then when I took a couple of puffs off that indica, it like Kevin said, like everything enhanced, and it just was mind-boggling how unbelievably intense it was. So but that's okay, because like I said, Kevin went with it and he asked the right questions and he led me through basically a guided healing, and it was deeply
I was a trip sitter.
You were a trip sitter, and you're not even trained as one, right? You did it. You totally did it.
Okay, so that's a very interesting comment.
Yeah.
Because when we look at the root word of education, educo, to means to draw out, the presupposition in that is that the information's already inside of us.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Right? And what usually happens is that we need the right circumstance or environment or teacher, right? When the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Yeah.
Right? When we have the right circumstances, that knowledge comes out.
Yeah, that's right.
Inherently.
Yeah.
So this was the teacher, right? For that knowledge.
And it was obviously
right time. You're not trained. This entire system, this shenanigan system that we're dealing with right now, that most of us are quite frustrated with. Think about it, right? You're not a licensed fill in the blank.
Yeah.
Right? You're not a trained fill in the blank.
Yeah.
Right? We know, right, that is strictly for money and control.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Right. Can we say probably an argument that there would be some consistency in training and sort of kind of, But here's an example. I've been doing construction for over 35 years.
Mm-hmm.
In every size, shape, form, whatever.
And you're in demand.
Am I a licensed Red Seal carpenter?
No.
No. Do I give a shit? No. Right? I may have at one point.
You were open to the idea of getting your Red Seal or whatever.
I mean, I did go on and do the practice exam or whatever. And, that was just a breeze.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, for what purpose? Right? I've got all the pictures and I can pull in all the references that I ever wanted about my work and skill and quality for that environment. Right?
Because what people really want is they want results.
They want results.
Yeah.
Right? So when you look at the way the system is set up right now, the system is a very protectionist system.
And Lois says we're guinea pigs.
True, we are.
Unfortunately,
Absolutely.
we are.
The thing too, though, is that you look at something, look at Ontario. Sorry. Right? I hope I don't offend Ontario. Right? Right? Because then Ontario might have something to say about it.
Yeah.
But Ontario is balls deep in this disgusting, hyper-controlled narrative.
Yeah.
Where you have a college, control college, for everything.
Oh my God, everything.
You have a college for tying your shoes. You have a college for education. You have a college. I'm surprised they don't have a college for brushing your fucking teeth.
Massage therapy has
so think about this.
Like, it's all just so.
Someone gets a qualification in another province, exact same training.
Yeah.
Moves to another province, right?
Yeah.
But because it's regulated, that training from the other province isn't recognized.
I experienced that when we got married 17 years ago because
like
I was a registered massage therapist in New Brunswick. And I moved up here to Ontario with Kevin, and all of a sudden it's like, no, you don't have your license to be a massage therapist, and which makes no sense because when you look at the education, it's exactly the same same education.
That's why doctors from overseas are coming here and they're taxi drivers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's foolishness, right? It's just control and money. That's all it is. And maybe Margarita, if she's still here, maybe she'd have a comment on that because she knows with the psychotherapy college and stuff, it's all been part of it.
But if you want results, right?
Yeah.
If that system gets results for you, go for it.
Yeah.
Go do it.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
But if someone else gets results,
and
you want that, go over there.
And don't assume that because a person is not part of a college that they aren't really qualified or skilled
in getting results.
Yeah.
Because I tell you, when you get into the business world,
yeah,
right, and you look at things like business coaching and executive coaching,
they want results.
No one gives a shit.
No.
What qualification? Can you get me the results? Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
Yeah. Because I mean, let's face it. I mean, we could talk about different experiences that we have had, but I mean, one in particular, we worked with somebody who was she was anorexic. She was literally on death's door.
18 years in and out of hospitals and psych wards.
Yeah. And
she was this big.
Yeah. And after what, four hours of working with her, it was gone, with what we did. Right. And doctors and psychiatrists and psychologists and everything under the sun that she had tried didn't work. Right. And
anyway, this is just a theory of mine. But when you are based in a model that is based around everyone's buddy Freud, right? Who A was a fucking coke addict, and B, right, stated that we need to, because at the same time that Freud was going on, there was a guy called Mesmer.
Yeah.
And you heard of being mesmerized? It's basically hypnosis, folks.
It is, yeah.
Right?
And we have a hypnotherapist on here too, Margarita.
But the cool thing is that around this same time, because Mesmer was getting results, Freud says, no, that's not going to work because I need people to come to me for at least 300 visits before they start, getting somewhere.
This was the mindset of this
mindset.
Man, and this
what
is
all
what it
that
was
boiled
based
down
around.
to is economy.
That's what it was all
right.
about.
I need to make more money, so therefore I'm going to do whatever.
Yeah, but it's the same as the medical system. It's not designed for results. It's designed to keep people coming back and coming
it's
back.
It's designed to have a lifelong drug taker.
Yeah, that's right.
Right, and feed into the systems. That's what the results that it wants. So it's working perfectly, right?
Yeah,
it's actually working super, super perfectly.
Thank you, Henny. That's very nice of you to say that.
Right.
We're trying. We're trying to make a difference, like we truly, truly are. The thing is that, well, Lois mentions guinea pigs. Well, I have chosen to be a guinea pig in a lot of ways. Like we've been guinea pigs of different things because we're open, right? We're open to trying new things. We're open because we have to try it if we're going to be,
well, I mean, at the end of the day too, we have to understand that every living, breathing man or woman is a combination lock on their own.
Yes.
Right. And
that's right.
The combination for you is not necessarily the combination for me.
That's right.
Right. So we have to be, the best place to be is in a open discovery mode, going through life to find out what the combinations are that's going to work for you.
Yes.
Because the medical model and all of that allopathic, whatever, right? While it has its place for certain things, like if you break your friggin' arm or you bust your kneecap,
acute care for sure,
right? Yeah. And those sort of emergency kinds of things, and even diagnostics to a certain extent.
Yeah.
You consider that model is based on, right, this path, because it's a very mechanistic view of the body, right? This works for everyone.
Yeah.
So, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So when we look at things like this, we have to say, well, what else is out there?
That's right.
And if we're looking for our combination, then the only way to discover the combination is to actually try shit, man.
Yeah.
You got to try it.
It's true.
So that's what we've been after, is we've been after this level of trying different things to see what the combination is going to end up being.
That's right. That's right. We're open. We have to be, because when you have a system that's only offering you very limited solutions and they don't work, then you kind of have to open your mind up to other possibilities. Mm-hmm. So one thing that is for certain is that there's a lot of energies flying around right now, hitting this planet. And it's going, I believe, this is my sense of it, okay, that it's going to end up causing a lot of awakenings, whether people are prepared for it or not. So the way I see it is, then just get prepared, right? Just get prepared that shit's going to start happening. We're going to start having massive awakenings. We're going to start seeing things that we never saw before.
So the neat thing about this is that you have to understand that there's much more to life than this right here.
Yeah.
So, if you get into the mindset of understanding that the only reason that we seem to physically exist the way we physically exist is because of our perception of how we physically exist, and how this computer exists, and the microphone and the table, and the curtains and the cats, and it's all,
we're more than this physical body. I mean, that's for sure. And
I mean, we're 99.9999999% empty space.
Yeah.
So,
and then that empty space is not actually empty, but
empty.
It's the way it's the way it's perceived, and it's also the way that it's
full of energy. So
it's
really, really cool.
It is cool.
When you go down that path of understanding,
it completely changes your outlook, though.
But we're working on it. We're actually working on some fairly large projects right now. I call them small projects.
Yeah.
But the projects are really focused in on unity.
Yes.
For humanity.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know it's not an easy task, but that's my purpose here on this planet.
Yeah.
Is to finally bring people together, because that's what's missing. That's one of the equation pieces that's missing here.
Yep.
Everyone's so focused on division and whether or not I offended you or you offended me.
Whether you're one religion or another, or
no one,
male or female.
We shouldn't really we shouldn't give a shit. Right?
Yeah.
We need to focus on what's more important for us as a species, really, because that's what's under attack.
Yeah.
And the only way for that to happen is if we come together.
And I don't know about you guys, like, please put in the comments. Seriously, I'd love to hear what you have to say about it. But I feel strongly, and especially after this past week of experiences that we had, that there are so many other species of aliens. Okay, they're just other species of people or beings that are all around us, actually, and they're here all the time. We just don't see them because they're vibrating at a different frequency,
out of our perception.
This is something that definitely came into focus for me when I was having this experience. Okay, and that is that aliens came and talked to me when I was lying in bed, and I was just sort of like, it's not the first time, but it was just sort of like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing here? And it was just basically, well, we're always here. We're always here. You just don't always pay attention. Like, you don't always see us. And what they did tell me, this is something that the aliens did tell me, was that they're just waiting. They have been waiting for us to be willing to accept them, basically. And what they made very clear to me during this experience is that basically what they're saying is that people have to get ready regardless, because they're gonna be coming out anyway, because the energy,
it's a coming out party.
It is.
For the
it's
aliens.
a coming
I
out party.
love it.
The thing is that this is what I got from it, is that because the energies are changing, like they're severely changing on this planet. The energies are the frequencies are shifting, and making it so they are more visible to at least people who are open. More people, yes. And so they're just sort of like, it was more or less, for me anyway, it was more or less, it's about damn time, right? Because okay, fine. Because I have been able to communicate with the other side, okay, as a medium, with other souls and things like that. And I have had experiences with aliens, okay? But in this regard, it was sort of like them coming out and saying, it's about damn time. You're finally allowing, right? Fully allowing us to be seen by you, because I don't always see. It would just be like it would be like a download, a community, a knowing. It would be a knowing. But in this regard, I actually saw them, and so they kind of felt relieved. It was like about damn time. Like thanks.
I just want to acknowledge Jen for her comment there, and yes, the rabbit hole. The interesting thing about the rabbit hole concept is it just never ends.
Yeah.
Right. Where it ends is where we perceive it to end.
That's right.
Right. And this is the funny thing. And it's been observed quite awesomely, actually, over this last Rona bullshit.
Yeah.
Is that trust the science. The science has settled all this stuff because they figure that that's the end. Right. And we want people to believe that that's the end. Don't question any further than that. Right.
Yeah.
So, yes,
that's funny.
We need to.
Yeah.
When you're open.
Yeah.
We need to know what we know.
Yes.
But also be okay with not knowing what we don't know.
Yes.
Right. And then being able to move, because we have a friend or a fellow that we know, and his theory in life is good, better, best.
Yep.
Right. So you do what's good. And if you find something that's better, you do that. And then if you find something that's the best, you do that. And guess what? It all starts again, because what's the best right now is just going to end up being good. And then there's going to be something better.
Yeah.
Right. And then something that's the best. And then the cycle starts again. So this is the same thing with knowledge.
Yes.
Right. Is when you're open to knowledge and learning.
Yes.
Right. And comprehending. Mm-hmm. You need to be at that state of saying, okay, well, I know this now.
Yeah.
Right. And then you might learn something later on that makes what you know now obsolete.
Right.
And I've said this, within
that's being willing to be wrong too, or like to go, well, we thought that's what was true, but now we know different.
So here's a question for you.
Yeah.
And the question is a what if question, right? Is what if everything we have what if everything we have been led to believe is not true, or portions of it are, other portions aren't? Are you
Yeah.
prepared for that?
Are
I
you
know a lot of
prepared?
people that are watching are probably well
Of that-
prepared for that.
Of that mindset, yeah.
But
yeah.
you think about things, you think about control mechanism, you think about control dogma, right? Even religion, right?
Yeah.
Everything about religion, and I want to say Christianity in particular, this isn't about saying that it doesn't work or whatever, and I'm not, please, this is about mind expansion.
Yes.
And to say,
Yeah.
well, I believe this now, and maybe, just fucking maybe, the stories that I've come to learn, and whether you have experienced God or whatever, however you want to frame it,
Yeah.
right? It doesn't matter, but maybe the stories that because this is how it works, folks. When we show up in this planet, we're brought into a family, and that family says, this is how you are going to behave, right? If you're going to be in this family.
So,
and then society says, this is how you're going to behave if you're going to be in this society, and on and on and on, right? And it's when you question that, that you get disciplined.
That's right.
So here's the point. The point is that a lot of what you might believe now has been programmed into you at a very young age.
Yeah.
Right? And even in that unconscious window, right, of 0 to maybe 5 or 6 of years of age, right, those programs are like they're programmed into you.
They just come right into your unconscious mind.
There's no
There's
filters,
no filter
right?
when you're a little kid, right?
So when you think about things, what if the information that you have and that you're working with is incomplete?
Yeah.
What happens? Right? What happens if you're reading this textbook and it says A, B, C, and D, but whoever wrote the fucking textbook left out X, Y, and Z?
And probably a whole lot more.
Right? And everything else in between, because they only wanted people to understand A, B, and C.
That's right.
Like, what if?
Yeah.
So what if everything that we've been led to believe,
yes,
right, is either not true or partly true?
Partly true, and just true enough to keep you interested, basically. But it's too much has been kept from us. There's there's no question about that. And I just want to address what Lois has said here. Wake up one day and your neighbor is blue. Can't wait. Yes. See, this is one thing that they were telling me when they were coming to me the other night is people need to get prepared in their mind for what's coming, because this is probably the way it's going to happen. And it's not going to be just a choice by these beings to show us. It's the frequencies are changing so rapidly that they may just boom, be there. Right? Whether even they want to present it themselves to people or not, it'll just be like, oh shit, you can see me. Oh, damn. Because they can put a veil or a cover over themselves somehow, where they'll present themselves as a human being, but that's all a frequency. And so, like, again, as the frequencies change, as the frequencies change, then their true
maybe
selves
I'm blue underneath.
Maybe.
Well, whatever.
I haven't seen that yet, but it doesn't mean that it's not true, Yeah.
But anyway, there's stuff happening. So we're trying to do our part.
We are.
We're working very, very hard on these platforms because we need people to come together.
Yeah.
And
can I say one more thing that the aliens were also saying is, please don't assume that they are they don't want us to assume that they're going to hurt us, or that they're here for harm, because they aren't. Their whole thing is if we were going to harm you, we would have done it a long time ago. They're actually quite benevolent. I can't say that all of them are, because I don't know all of them.
But even that energy is changing.
Totally.
Right? There's no place for that anymore.
There isn't. We're actually,
which is why everything's crumbling around people.
Yes.
Right? So we just have to be ready personally, and we have to be ready as a group.
We do.
Right? For when that shit falls apart. And we know that there are a plethora of people working in the background.
Oh, yes.
Quietly on volunteer mode.
Yeah.
Right? To help affect this transition, and honestly, the transition is going to be the most difficult part.
The transition,
but it's up to us.
It is up to us. It is
to decide.
Yes.
As humanity.
Yeah.
How long this transition is going to last.
That's right. It truly is how we deal with it, honestly. Here's the thing, too, is that there is going to be resistance by the powers that be. There is. We've been saying this for years. I know we hate it, but it's just for frame of reference. Kevin calls them the obsoletes.
The obsoletes,
right?
That's what they are. The obsoletes.
But the thing is that the more they're crumbling, okay, and they are, the more they're losing control, the more their systems are crumbling, the whole bit. They are going to wreck the house on the way out. Okay.
Well, it's like a caged animal or a cornered animal, right? The cornered animal,
yeah.
or their existence is threatened. It's no different than the scene from Bug's Life.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Where Hopper says, if those ants realize that they outnumber us 100-1,
yeah,
there goes our way of life.
That's right.
They're fucking telling us, folks.
Yeah, they're totally telling us.
So the more and faster we can wake up and take personal responsibility, personal power.
That's what it's about.
For where we are in the game.
Yes.
Right. The sooner and quicker this transition is going to be over.
Yes.
So we've been chatting with a fellow in Fiji, and my brother's also in Fiji. And it was reiterated yesterday that Fiji is like one of the most peaceful places on the planet.
That's its reputation. Anyway.
It's its reputation. Yeah. There are people from all walks of life, all
different religions, different backgrounds,
like different ethnic backgrounds.
Yes. It's a real melting pot, right? It's a real melting pot there.
And there's no guns. The cops don't carry guns. There's like almost no crime.
Yeah.
And, apparently we learned yesterday that there was a visit by one of the popes.
Yeah, right? Back in the 80s.
However important
Pope John
that is.
Paul, one of them, some of them.
But,
I don't know.
He made a comment that Fiji is the way the rest of the world should be.
Yeah, when he was asked,
what do you think about
what
Fiji?
Do you feel? What do you think about Fiji now that you've been here to visit? He said Fiji is the way that the rest of the world should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was making a referral to how people live so well together, even though they're all from different religions and different backgrounds. So, I mean, it's a great example, apparently.
It's about being human.
It is. It's about
being human to each other.
Yes.
So this is what we're working on.
Yeah.
We're working on a place and a platform where everyone can come together finally.
Yeah.
Right? With the same commitment level, personally and interpersonally.
Yeah.
To help this planet move forward. And because division has been a tactic of them, right, we need to do something new.
We do.
And that something new is to say, okay, we might not agree. And when you think about it, like you look at a platform like Facebook, there's 8,000 million billion people on it.
Over 2 billion people, actually.
And not everyone agrees on shit.
No.
So why are they there? Right? They're there because it's a way to connect with everybody else. So we know that platform is using our information against us.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And we know the oranges of that is like deep state nonsense.
Yeah.
So
our data is their real
is their super currency.
So time.
Why don't we create a platform where we can all just sort of be ourselves and work on ourselves and take responsibility for ourselves. And
this is what it comes down to, though, Kev, is that we need to take personal responsibility. And that has been something that has been very difficult for a lot of people. Because
it's been challenging for sure because of the
we
way
like to blame other people for why things are the way they are. And here's
even
the
that
thing.
Program's intentional.
I know it is. But here's the thing. We can hate on, say, Justin Trudeau all we want.
The fancy socks
guy. Fancy socks guy, right? He's just a puppet.
He's just playing a role,
He's just a highly paid puppet, and he's just playing a role. I mean, I'm sure there's a reason he went to drama school and learned to be a drama teacher because he knew he was going to be in an acting role.
And smoked cannabis on the streets of Kitsilano.
Yeah, Vancouver.
Right? No wonder that he made it legal in Canada.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But I mean, the thing is that I feel that has a very nefarious agenda too, though. So, but here's the thing. So the reality is that we can be angry at these individuals all we want for the role that they've played. And yeah, because it sucks what they've done. No question, right? But here's the thing, and we've been saying this for the last few years, every time we've talked, we've spoken at events and things like that, is we need to take personal responsibility. We can be pissed off at these other assholes all we want.
You're playing a role as well.
Yes, we are
complying or allowing or being silent.
Yes.
Because many of you, I'm sure, have heard the statement that the only thing standing in the way of tyranny is for good people to do nothing.
Yeah.
Right? And guess what, folks? It's at our doorstep. So we need the good people.
Yeah.
Right? The good people that want something different.
Yes.
To come together and help create something different, because it's only in the creation mode and the only creation of something new that the old can disappear. Because
they're trying again, right? According to what we are hearing is this avian flu and all this other bullshit, which I won't even give any weight to, honestly, because it's like, to me, it's like not in my world, you know. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't change the fact that these things are happening, right? So we need to be prepared, and we need to come together, and we need to support one another in our non-compliance, because non-compliance is going to be key.
No, but the thing is, it's not even non-compliance.
But it is.
But it's about, it's saying, I'm creating something new and I'm going to do it over here.
Well, that too.
Right? And when I do this over here, which is, it can be perceived as non-compliance.
Of course.
Right? However, it's not non-compliance. You're complying now with a different way of being. Right? It's just that served its purpose.
Our whole philosophy is, let's create something new over here, completely new, separate from all this other bullshit, and get it working, becomes our reality.
Because we know that when human beings come together, in love, compassion, respect, dignity, right, and in a mode of creation, there ain't fucking anything that can stop us. And that's what they're afraid of.
That's right.
So when we do this, we do it. And then people are going to say, what's going on over there? What's happening over there? I want to be a part of that. I want to at least see what's happening over there. So we are working on these projects.
We are.
And I'm going to put this out that we're going to have the initial platform done by the end of the month. Okay. It's a lot of pressure on me, and that's okay, because I got big shoulders.
He's learning as he goes here.
So we're creating platforms where we can come together. Yeah. Right. All together. It's going to be a social community, a marketplace, and a full e-learning platform.
Holy shit. Like, you're totally putting it out there.
We have to. This energy needs to be out in terms of we are already doing this.
Yeah.
Because I don't want anybody else to say, okay, well, maybe I should do that. No, we're doing it.
We're doing it.
Like, we're actually doing it.
We are.
So it's hours and hours in front of the computer, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Right? Because for me, it's the act of creation. And that's what I'm passionate about.
He's very passionate about it. He's happy to be creating. Mm-hmm. He loves to be creative.
I love creating stuff.
Well, that's when we're at our highest vibration, you know, when humans are in creation mode, we are at our highest vibration. That's why they try to prevent us from getting into creation mode. And they want us to just sort of be lumps on a log and just sitting and looking at a screen and just consuming, not creating. Right? There's a huge difference in our energy fields when we're in creation.
Yeah. And there's going to be an element to this entire platform that is going to change the course of history. Yeah. I'll say that right now, right? Because that's where it's going. Seed. So that will wait until the rollout. But we as a species have to make a statement. And it's not the first time we've seen this. You actually saw it yesterday. Right? People making comments online and stuff like that, is that we have to draw the line.
Yes.
As a species, we have to draw the line. We are having help
Oh
right?
yes, we have so much help, you guys.
From the cosmos and everything
Other
like that.
dimensions, right? They are helping.
We're having
they
help,
truly
but
are.
we still have to do our stuff.
We do.
Right?
Yeah.
We still have
they
to
can't intervene.
They can't.
Right? That's the impression I got from them is they can't intervene. That's why they're waiting. It's like they're kind of like waiting with bated breath.
It's like meeting someone halfway, right?
Yeah.
So as soon as you meet someone halfway, because you're on the journey and they're coming,
Yeah.
When you meet someone halfway,
yes,
then they say, okay, perfect. Now we're here. Let's get busy together.
Yeah.
So humanity has to rise, right? We have to rise.
We do.
And that's just a fucking fact, folks.
We do have to rise.
Right?
We have to stop being in fear. This is the thing. They are so good at keeping people in fear. And that is that's the opposite energy frequency as being in creation mode and coming from love and things like that, So that's why it's so important too, for us to come together as a human species. We have to come together.
Homework.
Oh, Kevin. Okay, go for it.
Go on YouTube.
Go for it.
Type in The Matrix, Morpheus speech in Zion, and just listen to it.
Yeah, it's
right?
True.
Your perception of reality will pick out the important parts. Because I shared that with a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And the only thing that he came back with is black sky. Right? Because he says black sky in it. Right? Which would lead us to the chemtrail conversation and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
But the perception was, think about that.
Yeah.
The perception wasn't, we must first shed our fear of it. Right? Do I believe something that you do not? No. We are still here. But we first must shed our fear of it.
We have to.
Right?
We have to, you guys, because that's what's going to keep us strong as we move through this transition, right? Is we can't do it and be fearful, because that's what's going to cause us to behave in ways that is not conducive to us creating something new. That's just going to be us in reaction mode. And this is what we're finding is happening even with the whole freedom movement and, different factions that have splintered off, and, it's so divided. And I'm just sort of like, we're both kind of going, what the hell's wrong with people?
We got to do better.
We know what's wrong with people, but I mean, still, we're just asking the question, but it's just like, come on, you guys, like we have to come together. We can't be all splintered off.
I think now is the time. I think people are ready to finally say, okay,
we have to be ready. Okay. Honestly,
let's just take a breather here, and we understand that everyone's playing a role, and we appreciate the role everyone's playing. For right, sure. 100%.
Yeah.
But we need to actually pool our energetic resources in order to create something new. We need to pool our creativity, because you know what? There's solutions for shit out there.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of people are working on them.
Yeah. It's
just a lot of people don't know about them. So
they've been hidden from us.
Let's all come together in one place.
Yeah.
Right? In a I want to say like a private club or something where we can all share these ideas.
Yep.
And work together on these solutions. Stop us. There's no stopping it, man.
No.
There's no stopping it. I don't care what your name is.
Yeah.
Right? And what friggin' family you think you're part of, or what the entitles. Right? The entitles. There's no room for that anymore. There just isn't.
This hierarchical system, it's got to go.
Right? What if everyone contributed the same amount, and everyone was paid the same amount, right? And everything turned in terms of purpose from a profit-focused kind of thing to a service-focused thing. We've witnessed it, right? Yeah. We were out west, and there was 2 communities.
It can work,
right? 2 grocery stores on one island, one on the other island.
It's true, yeah.
Right, and the other island was part of this community.
Yeah,
but its whole thing was service to the community.
That's right.
Right. So here's the example: is that when items within the grocery store that were perishable started getting close to their expiry date, i.e. milk or whatever, the best before, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Right. And that's another conversation. But regardless,
they
would get reduced in price or put up for free.
Yeah.
right?
And their price was already lower
price was
compared to
lower
the
than the
store
other-
across the
but the other
across the
place-
way.
Right? Same price, right up to the very expiry date.
Yeah, and then they'd chuck it.
And then they toss it. Right?
Because
So
one, like Kevin said, one store was for service of
Service-based.
community, the other one was for profit
profit-based.
right? Which we're not begrudging them because they were running a business, right?
Right.
But still, it made it so that there was a real disparity
Mhm.
in pricing.
Guess where we shop
and
most
things
of
like
the
that.
time?
Yeah,
At the other service-based place.
totally,
Because in service goes both ways.
it does.
Right? If a business is service-based towards the community is then going to be in service to it.
Yeah.
Who's going to win here? Fucking everyone. Right? You don't have to worry about bonuses or, super CEO salaries or any of that nonsense.
That's right, Jen. Jen makes a good point. And then they hire security to guard the dumpsters.
But even think,
Like,
even
that's just so
think
foolish.
about the Salvation friggin' Army that has a sign right by the donation drop-off thing that says scrounging or salvaging or whatever, we will prosecute. Are you fucking serious? Some homeless guy walks by and sees a pair of pants or a jacket he needs, you're going to take it? And you're going to friggin' prosecute him and put him in jail or charge him or whatever?
It's so contrary
Give
to
your heads a shake, man.
what you're supposed to be doing.
So anyway, we know we can do better.
Yeah.
And we know we can do the best.
Yeah.
So this is our focus.
Yeah.
This is our focus.
Personally. This
personally.
is,
And sorry for the rant, but
no, you're not. You're not sorry one damn bit.
no, I'm not.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
He loves to rant.
The obsoletes, guess what? Guess what? The time for honoring yourself will soon be at an end.
Well, one thing we will say is this, is anybody who's watching, if you're interested or you want to know more about what we're up to, just reach out to us directly. Like reach out to me directly over Facebook or YouTube.
Okay, so I will say,
and
let me put this out there.
Or Instagram, whatever.
Okay, as we're working on bringing this thing live, we need some folks to help test it for us.
Yes, we do
Okay,
need testers.
we
That's
need
right. We need guinea pigs.
Every single link, every single feature, every single everything needs to be tested right now. So we have a few people, right, that are helping to test this, how you get onto the system, how you get off to the system, how like all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Everything has to be tested. So if you're interested in helping us test it, right?
That would be a really good
Please get a hold of us.
Yeah. For sure.
And see what we're up to.
Yeah, and we already have an idea of what we want to do for a project.
I know what the first project is.
Based on the chemtrails that I put in the title there, we're going to be able to handle that. We're going to be able to deal with that stuff. We have a solution for that stuff, you guys. So that's something. The solution is already there.
The truth is out there, Neo.
We just have to have the will, right? And the funding. Right.
And we're going to bring it all together.
We're going to bring it all together.
Everything.
I mean, this is our goal. This is our purpose, right? We know that this is why we're here. So it's one of those things where you just have to surrender to it because we know that this is what we're supposed to be doing. And there's no point in trying to fight it. There's no point in distracting ourselves with other things because this is what we're supposed to be doing. And I know that it's not just us. There's way more people out there that are on the same vibe that are realize
and
that
have been
they
doing this for a long time.
No, not just that, but there's a lot of people like you watching, right? Who realize that you have this higher purpose as well to be doing this kind of work right now at this time on this planet, right? So embrace it, right? Really embody it, take it in, start doing right with it. Don't just sit back and be afraid or sit back and think, oh, well, somebody else is doing it, or no.
See, this is part of the reason, and this is where responsibility comes into play, right? Because what we have done historically as a species is to defer our responsibility to someone else we think is going to be responsible for us,
a higher authority, usually
the higher authority, which is why I've asked the question many times. Right, the blue alien or whatever that's living next door walks to your door and says, "Take me to your leader." How do you respond? Are you looking for fancy socks, or are you saying you're looking at them? How can I help you? So they're completely two different mindsets, right? But all too often, and people become apathetic because, oh, well, there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, but that's just not true.
Right. So here's a personal experience example about that. And I will say, David Suzuki, we had the opportunity to see him here in Thunder Bay.
Oh, yes, we did. Years ago. Long time ago.
Everyone's, I'm sure, familiar with David Suzuki and the work that he's done throughout the years. So he was asked a question from the audience of what can I do? I'm one person. What can I do? So he says, let's do a little experiment here, folks.
It's a great experiment, actually.
Brilliant. So there's like 1,500 people in this auditorium.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he says, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start snapping my fingers like this.
Yep.
Okay. Can everybody hear me? No. Put your hand up if you can hear me. Right. He says, okay, I want the first quarter of the seats on the front to start snapping your fingers with me.
Yeah.
Okay. Now it gets louder. Now let's do the next quarter.
Yeah.
And the next quarter. And then, in minutes, he had the entire auditorium snapping their fingers in unison.
Yeah.
And it was deafening.
Yeah, it was.
So this, folks, is how it works. And this is how it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're starting to snap our fingers.
Yes. With
the platforms that we're making.
Yeah.
And we need everybody else to start snapping with us.
We do. From around the world, please.
From everywhere.
Please.
Everywhere.
Please
everywhere.
Join with us, because this is a humanity project, right? This is not an Ava and Kevin. We've said this for years. This is not the Ava and Kevin show. No. It really isn't, actually. The reason that we're doing even these coffee times is because we know that people need nudge.
They need permission.
They need permission,
right? To truly come out with what they're thinking and what they're perceiving.
Yes, to feel free to speak freely and act, right? So we're giving you permission. We're acting, right? And taking
in that sense. We're taking action.
No, we're taking action. Yeah. Like we're actually taking action. And you can too. And the more of us that do that, the quicker and the more we're going to get this done, right? So please help.
So reach out if you want to be a part of this testing phase, because we need the help.
Yeah.
We can give you all the deets, and
Yes. So yes, and I mean, Kevin and I. Thank you, Lois, for being here. We appreciate you.
100%.
But we are going to be also doing our part to help people to break through as well, and because that's the other piece to what we're doing is we know that people. It's like we're right on the cusp, but like there's so many of us that have really good intentions, right?
Just need a little nudge out of the door.
Just need a nudge out the door. So we are going to be putting our, our work out there so that we can help people to, take charge and clear up anything that could be blocking them from being able to finally step into their power.
Shed our fear of it.
Yes, we do.
And there's a way for that to happen.
Yeah.
Easily, simply, and quickly.
That's right.
Very easy.
Yeah.
Very easy. It's easier than you might think.
Yep. So we're going to do everything possible to try to help people.
We are doing everything
possible to help people break through. And we appreciate all of you who watch us.
So this particular episode, I would really appreciate if as many people as possible can share it.
Yes, please.
Please share
this
one.
Share it.
Because the information I think in the last hour and a bit is probably some of the more critical information in terms of actually taking action and moving forward.
Yes.
With stuff.
Yeah.
Creating something new, right? And let's get busy, because humanity, we got a lot of work to do.
We have a lot of work to do.
We got a lot of work to do, folks.
We really do.
And we need all hands on deck.
Yeah,
we need the important hands on deck, and we need the action taker hands on deck. But
we don't need all.
We don't need everybody, but it's just a figure of speech, right?
Yeah, people have the free will, right? They 100%. Have free will. You don't want to be part of the movement. You don't want to be.
But you know what? We don't need everybody.
We don't need everybody. What's the percentage they figure that we need?
Well, some people say 30%, but the true number.
Yeah.
Here's the true number, and this has been actually mathematically proven and studied, and that's the square root of 1% we need in order to affect the field.
To affect the field.
And the effect on the field is what gives us our reality and perception of reality.
We are the field, by the way.
So we are all one with the field, and then the square root of 1%. So when you do the math on 8 billion people,
it's not that many people.
It's like 8,944 people.
That's ridiculously low, and I'm quite certain we already have beyond that.
We're that exponentially, for sure.
But we need to come together.
But we need we
need to unite.
Exactly. We can't just be scattered, because that's the way they work, right? That's the way they win. So we actually have to
come together.
Come together, folks.
Yes.
So we're working on it. Trust us, we're working on it.
Yeah.
Every day, hours and hours in front of the computer, and loving it. Because it's the passion project, and hang on to your socks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hang on to your socks. So we need some help.
We do need help. Let's do it together, you guys. Like, oh my God.
And if you're super good at WordPress and things like that, I'd love
if you have any of those skills, please, we can use you.
Yeah. If you're good at that kind of stuff, I'd love to have a sounding board and whatever. And
just reach out to me like directly.
See, that's the thing. I'm not on social media.
No.
I was for like 2 weeks, and I said, fuck that. Right. I had a LinkedIn for a while, and then there was freedom shenanigans. So I said, you know what? Delete.
So that's why you have to get a hold of me, because you're not going to be able to find him.
Nope.
Maybe on Telegram if you're lucky, but I don't know.
You will find me shortly.
Yeah.
On our own platform.
On our own platform. Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, we could go on and on, obviously, but we just wanted to share those little tidbits with you. You know, as we grow, right, we want to share with other people so that you can be inspired. We're very inclusive. And we're very honest. Honestly, we're honest to a fault sometimes. I will say that. I'll be truthful about that. But I mean, our whole thing is that we're not gonna lie about shit, and we're not gonna pretend, right? So
let's just do it. So
let's just
connect,
do it,
and we'll do that. So we were gonna say goodbye because it's now over an hour.
And Kevin, all he can think about is I
got work to do.
He's got work to do. He's got to get on the other computer and get busy. So
and then we have to go to town today too.
We do have to go to town. Yeah, we have a lot to do this afternoon. So anyway, thank you guys for being here. We appreciate you. We truly, truly do. Like and share this far and wide. We got to get more people. We got to get more people listening, because we got to bring more people together.
Share it. This one in particular,
share it. So So, okay. So everybody have a great day.
Yep.
Have a great day.
We appreciate you lots.
Yep, we do. Yep. And we'll catch you on
the flip side.
Thursday?
Yeah.
Probably Thursday.
Let's commit to Thursday.
Yeah. We will do one on Thursday.
Yeah.
So
okay.
That's it.
TTFN, folks.
See you later.
Sorry, Winnie the Pooh reference.
Yeah. Bye. Jeepers, Kevin.